Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all to Pokemon Fun League Season 13. It is now week 4. Yes, we've been doing it pretty much every week. This week we are taking on Bick. Now, Bick is a very good battler. He has a tendency to run a lot of crazy sets, some crazy heat stuff. Very, very big into the damage calculator, into perfectly EV spreading the Pokemon, as well as running what may not be considered the most optimal set, but most of the time it gets the job done anyway. So Bick is a battler that it is definitely not going to be necessarily easy to prepare for. And Bick's team is definitely something to look at here. So we got Bick. Bick has a Garchomp, Celesteela, Mega Gallade, Weavile, Swampert, Aromatisse, Rotom, Magmortar, Skuntank, Crustle, and Grottle. Yes, you do see Grottle there. Grottle is one of Bick's lowest point value mons. It is a Eviolite Rocker with just a pure grass typing, which is kind of unique in its own right. Obviously, Bick's team is a little bit top heavy. He has the Garchomp, he has the Celesteela, and he has the Mega Gallade, all three of which are worth like 200 points. And on top of that, he's got the Weavile and the Swampert, both decently high point value mons. Swampert's only 100, Weavile's about 120. Everything else is kind of a little bit of a low tier threat, but we're still going to have to try to prepare for what we think is going to come anyway. So, without further ado, let's get into kind of the team building process here. I actually didn't have a ton of time this week, so I kind of made some notes in my phone as to what maybe I'm going to be bringing versus Bick. I planned on building on Sunday, but instead I had other things that I had to do, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure I know the exact 6 Pokemon we're going to be bringing. Right off the bat, Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is going to come. Mega Gallade, Garchomp, Weavile, and honestly, Celesteela doesn't want to take a Thunderbolt. Swampert doesn't want to take a Grass Knot / an Energy Ball. Lele just does really, really good things for us. He doesn't even have a Psychic type. Actually, that's not true. He has Mega Gallade, but Mega Gallade wouldn't go for like a Zen Headbutt for his Lele regardless. I was thinking about running a Scarf Lele, but we do get outsped by a Scarf Garchomp. So that might be something we actually opt not to do. Instead, I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to run an Electrium Z, at least for now. That's what I'm going to be putting here. I'm going to run Psyshock, because Psyshock will hit Mega Gallade a little bit harder, as well as potentially hit Magmortar a little harder, as well as Aromatisse if it happens to come in, and even Rotom, honestly. Psyshock, Moonblast is pretty obvious to me. If we're running Electrium Z, a little Thunderbolt, definitely going to go a long way here. And then it kind of gets tricky because I want Substitute. I also want something to be able to hit Swampert with. Obviously, a Energy Ball or Grass Knot is really, really good. Swampert and... I shouldn't say Swampert and Crustle are his only rockers. He does indeed have Grottle as well. Psyshock, Moonblast, T-Bolt will come back for the 4th move. For now, I'm just going to move on. I know for a fact that this week, I'm actually not going to bring Ferrothorn. Now, Ferrothorn is a very, very good Pokemon. Obviously, Ferrothorn does really well versus Swampert, does pretty decent versus Garchomp and Celesteela, but honestly, it's not really doing too great versus Bick. The Weavile with a low kick definitely really, really hurts us. Gallade blows us up with a fighting type move. Garchomp can hit a fire type move. Celesteela can kind of just use up his setup fodder. There's a number of different things that Ferrothorn, he kind of detracts from our momentum a little bit this battle. And honestly, all of Bick's offensive threats can kind of blow him up. Skuntank with Flamethrower, Magmortar with Flamethrower or Fire Blast, you name it. Ferrothorn's really not going to be doing things. But instead, I'm going to opt to bring our Mega Shark. Now, in the 700 Club battle, which some of you who watch my content, some of you know, during the broadcast, there's this thing called the 700 Club battle. You basically use one Uber and a whole bunch of 40-point Pokemon, and you battle it out with one person's team. I was the team that was being battled against, and I actually forgot to run Speed Boost on Mega Sharpedo, so I lost the battle due to a number of reasons. I also got paralyzed 5 times, but we're not going to talk about that part. But this time we're going to make sure to run Speed Boost here. On the Sharpedo night, definitely. Let's see now. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to run on Sharpedo. I'm pretty sure we have to run an Ice Fang for Garchomp. I think that's almost guaranteed. Liquidation is pretty mandatory as well, just to hit things neutrally. I mean, it hits It hits Swampert pretty well. It hits Weavile fine. Hits Aromatisse, Magmortar, Skuntank, Crustle, Gallade. And honestly, it won't do too much damage to Celesteela, but we're really not going to be doing too much damage to Celesteela anyway. Bick is probably going to be running I would imagine, a Scarf Garchomp. But after he could even run like a Scarf Scale Shot Garchomp, which is a little bit scary, but it seems like something that Bick would do. Being able to get the +1 boost off of a Choice Scarf means that he can guarantee outspeed Mega Sharpedo. But Ice Fang Liquidation, definitely really, really nice to have. I'm thinking about Protect or Substitute pretty much every week. We just kind of go back and forth as to which one we might want to run. Protect, I think, is probably just better. It gives us a little priority. It's actually a little bit passive, though, which I'm not exactly a huge fan of. But I think that we can actually generate a little bit of momentum with Sharpedo as well here. So I'm actually going to run Flip Turn on Sharpedo. This gives us the ability to, if we want to, we Protect, we get a speed boost, and then if he decides to switch in or start setting up or something like that, we can Flip Turn out, and no harm, no foul. We're all totally good. We don't even need to Mega at that point. We can honestly save it for later, come back in, start speed boosting again, etc., etc. I think this is a pretty solid set for Sharpedo. We only really need Liquidation to hit everything pretty hard. The things that we can't hit hard with Liquidation, Ice Fang does pretty well against, Garchomp. Nothing I've seen really resists Liquidation except for Grotle. Grotle is the only Pokemon that resists Liquidation, so I think it's a pretty free move. And we're going to kind of tweak the EVs, just making sure we can maybe run a positive attack spread instead of a hasty spread or something like that. Is hasty minus attack? I really couldn't tell you. No, Jolly. Hasty, I believe, is minus attack. Jolly is plus speed minus special attack. I think so. I don't know. That's okay. But Tapu Lele, Sharpedo. I definitely want to bring Nihilego this battle. Nihilego, the mon that saved basically our season. Week 1, we were going to lose that battle versus Tristan, if not for this thing, just bringing it all the way back with Power Meteor Beam, and then just kind of being able to sweep and go from there. Nihilego is, I believe Nihilego outspeeds Garchomp. I think Garchomp is base 102, and I'm actually, now that I'm looking at it, we will get outsped by Gallade and by Weavile, but Garchomp, for instance, is at 102, so he would need to run a Scarf with Garchomp to outspeed a max speed Nihilego, which I assume he's going to bring a Scarf Chomp. It is definitely a little bit scary, but we're going to be able to have some ways to kind of maneuver around the Scarf Chomp, if you will. But Nihilego, Beast Boost, definitely, it's the only ability you can run on it. I sort of don't remember if I wanted to run. I'm actually going to look at my phone's notes real quick, because it basically has everything I've ever wanted. I'm pretty sure we're either going to be running a Focus Sash set or a Power Meteor Beam set. I think those are pretty much the only two options that we're going to go for here. But I know for a fact that we're actually going to be boosting our speed instead of our special attack. I much prefer being able to go faster. And then even though he has priority in the forms of Weavile's Ice Shard as well as Gallade's Shadow Sneak, I think that being positive speed will really help us in the long run, especially accruing boosts. Even versus like Celesteela, it would be definitely helpful to outspeed it if it's at +2. And honestly, unless it's the physical Celesteela, we can kind of live anything he wants to throw at us. Might check up a Berry on here to negate a Steel type. I'm actually really scared about Celesteela. Specifically, I'm scared about Celesteela. The next Pokemon I want to bring, I know we didn't really go into Nihilego's moveset too much, but I do have all of it pretty much written down. We're going to kind of go through and do some calcs and, figure it out as we go along. But I'm pretty sure that we're going to bring Mamoswine. Oblivious is stupid. We're going to go for Thick Fat. Oblivious isn't stupid. It's obviously a pretty good ability. No Intimidate or Taunts. Pretty nice, but I don't think that he's going to be running Taunt, or I don't believe he has any Intimidate users. This could be a Choice Scarf Mamo. Choice Scarf Mamoswine, I'm not sure exactly how much an Earthquake would do to Gallade, but I really want to find out here, because I want to know especially if we actually outspeed this thing if we're adamant. So if we're +1 and we're level 50, We do outspeed it if we're adamant, which is phenomenal here. But we will need for sure. Either we're gonna run Choice Scarf, either we're gonna run Focus Sash. Plenty of options to run on this Mamoswine. I definitely want to be able to outspeed Gallade. That's almost guaranteed. Oh wait, Jolly is minus. Yeah, Jolly's minus special attack. Okay, yep. As I'm looking at the damage calculator, like, what is happening here? Okay, yep, that makes sense. 156 speed EVs outspeeds Mega Gallade. Now, what is Weavile? Because I want to be able to outspeed a regular Weavile as well. Weavile at level 50, 194 speed. That means we're going to need... Okay, we're actually going to need 236 with an Adamant Nature if we're going to run a Scarf to be able to outspeed this Weavile, which isn't a huge deal because Earthquake basically picks it off. If Weavile takes any rocks damage, Earthquake's a guaranteed kill, especially with an Adamant Nature. I think that's probably what we're going to run, probably a Scarf Mamo. I think that Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, and maybe even like Knockoff. I think we played a little bit too odd with Mamoswine before. We ran screens Mamoswine versus Mike, and it did help, but honestly we just kind of got worn down by it. It didn't really help us in the long run as much as I think I would have liked it to. The plan was kind of just set up screens and then go nuts from there, but didn't exactly happen that way. So I'd rather play our team with a little bit more fluidity and not really take as many risks in the builder. Our season's actually 1 and 2. This is the worst that I've ever started in PFL. Of course, it's the one that I'm actually bringing to the channel. I brought 9 and 10 to the channel, but that was when it was like kind of negligible numbers. Not really a lot of people watching it, but you out there watching this, thank you for watching. And if you enjoy the content, you already know what to do. But Lele, Sharpedo, Nihilego, Mamoswine. Now this next Pokemon we have not brung yet. Bring? I don't even know. It's Masquerain. Masquerain, Intimidate. Oh, busted. Intimidate Masquerain. Insane. Probably a booties on this thing. He only has, I believe, 1 hazard removing Pokemon. I don't think Celesteela gets Defog. I'm pretty positive Celesteela does not get Defog. Rotom does, and Skuntank does. And if he doesn't bring Rotom or Skuntank, webs are up for free. And that's really, really helpful versus potentially a Scarf Garchomp, versus Weavile, versus Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade doesn't even get like Defiant or anything like that, so it doesn't even care, or we don't even care about it having its stats lowered. I think of Mega Gallade, I think of Bisharp. I don't know why. The two just kind of go into my brain together. But this thing does get Ice Beam, actually. And it has base 80 speed, 70 HP, obviously not super great. U-turn is really, really nice. Obviously, Scald is a great option, basically just to be able to threaten a burn on anything. It's not guaranteed that we would ever really get a burn. Giga Drain's really good for Swampert as well. In case he decides to lead Swampert, we can actually just probably click Giga Drain. I'm going to double check here and just see if before I lock in Giga Drain as a move, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to be running Bug Buzz. We may be running Air Slash, but I think it's probably going to be like Air Slash Giga Drain. If we're just a regular Swampert and you are a Masquerain, we're not going to be running Roost. I don't think that that's really going to help us out a lot. You're going to be Giga Drain, definitely. Giga Drain actually does not kill a Max Spadef Swampert. In fact, it hardly comes close. It's actually a 2-tap. Swampert's freaking massive, dude. 100, 90, 90. That's a big boy. That's Max Spadef. And then obviously, like a flip turn or something is going to be doing a lot of damage to us. Okay, Liquidation doesn't kill us, but it's still going to do a lot of damage to us, man. But Giga Drain does give us a little bit of HP back. I think Masquerain's probably nice in general. We're going to have a lot of ways to boost our speed. Sharpedo and Nihilego, specifically, we're going to be running a positive speed beast boosting Nihilego, as well as a speed boost Sharpedo. Maybe a Scarf Mamo. I'm not exactly sure. And we had this idea about a defensive Blaziken. I was actually speaking with my co-commissioner Manny about this Blaziken. And initially, I was like, yeah, I'm going to run full offense. I'm going to run like agility, you know, yada, yada, yada. But I think that actually Blaziken, this could do well as a special attacker here. There's a few things it could actually do. All things considered, I mean, it gets Scorching Sands, which is a 30% chance to burn. It's a special ground type move. It does pretty good versus Magmortar. Potentially could burn Garchomp or even make a Gallade on a switch or something like that. I was initially considering a Scarf Blaziken or a setup sweeping agility Blaziken or something like that. I think U-turn is probably a play on this thing. We have really no longevity, honestly. Our team is kind of just go, 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 hyper offense. Please, break past all of these threats. I want to know how much a overheat does to a Celesteela. This thing is actually too bulky. I'm not sure who made this thing. Who at Game Freak decided that Celesteela was okay as a Pokemon. They lied. It is for sure not okay. For sure, definitely a little bit annoying. I mean, Life Orb Flare Blitz kills max HP. Does it kill max HP, max defense? It comes close enough. Knockoff is great. I mean, Willows can be used just kind of in a pinch. We were talking about defense at Blaziken, but like 80, 70, 70 is just like not the defense that we really want. So I'd probably rather run a sweeper, but then that might give us too many sweepers. You know what I mean? So it's kind of up in the air as to what I want to do with Blaziken. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the squad of 6 that we're going to bring. Excuse me while I rip the document out. Just look at my team. Just double check. Lantern kind of gets bodied by Garchomp, gets blown up by Gallade. Doesn't really do a ton to Celesteela. Even with like a Volt Switch or a T-Bolt or something like that, it's really not going to be doing a ton of damage. I'm pretty sure a max special attack Lele's T-Bolt just kills it with Electric EMZ. So that could be something that we do instead, or we opt to run. I wonder if Lele gets any other electric type moves. And if it does, can we actually... It gets Charge Beam. It gets Thunder. We could actually opt to run a Thunder on this thing. I don't know. Energy Ball is great for Swampert, but I really want to know how much a Psyshock might do in terrain to Swampert here. Because let's say it's specially defensive. Psyshock does 46 to 54.2. So that's kind of a 2-tap. It's not after Leftovers recovery. It's definitely going to be able to eat 2 of them. Psychic Terrain is indeed up. Dude, Swampert is so big. That's so crazy. Oh my goodness. Moonblast? Yeah, Moonblast is less because no terrain boost. So this is why I kind of feel like Energy Ball is a little bit necessary. But we could also not run Psyshock. Psyshock is really only good for... Who's Psyshock good for? Really nobody. Alright, we probably don't even run Psyshock then. We probably just run the Energy Ball. I don't know if Grass Knot actually does more to Swampert than Energy Ball. I'm not sure how big, how fat is Swampert? Is Swampert fat enough that Grass Knot... Okay, no. Energy Ball definitely does more damage, even though it actually still doesn't one-shot Swampert, which is just absolutely bonkers nuts, which I don't agree with. I think that's freaking insane. Taunt is a great, great option, especially at the beginning of the battle. But I'd really like a little bit more longevity here. Actually, wait a minute. At level 50, it may kill Swampert, because the rolls are slightly better at level 50. We play in level 50. We play 6-on-6 level 50. The rolls a little bit better, but definitely does not kill Swampert, even with an Energy Ball here. But that's okay. We could run boosting special attack Nihiligo. Definitely scary, but then we just kind of get shut down by Gallade, which Gallade definitely doesn't want to take a D-Gleam, especially if we're like Life Orb or something like that. How much does the Life Orb D-Gleam do to Gallade? Because Nihiligo is for sure not that strong without all of the boosts. I mean, how much special attack? 127, yeah. That's still ridiculous, though. Gallade... D-Gleam does... Let's say we could run Power Herb. There's no really harm in running Power Herb Meteor Beam. Close Combat kills us and Headbutt kills us. Knockoff does like 65% to us. And the D-Gleam at +1. It does not kill Gallade. Let's say... Yeah, it doesn't kill Gallade yet. Okay. I knew this thing was going to be ridiculous. Choice Scarf Ice Shard will come in and revenge kill, though, which could be nice. I really like Substitute on Lele. I know I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. It's just kind of how my mindset's working right now. Actually, you know what? That was a positive... I wonder if a positive Lele kills Swampert here. Because that would be insane. Because that was a Scarf Lele. And we're not going to be running a Scarf Lele. In fact, we're probably going to be running enough speed to outspeed... Oh, you know what? Psyshock's good for Magmortar, honestly. This thing actually a little bit gets walled by Magmortar, which is definitely not what I really want. Psyshock is probably... That's kind of why. I feel like Bick will definitely bring Magmortar, especially seeing Ferrothorn across from him. Just being able to switch in no matter what and kind of get a move off is really, really helpful for him. But Sharpedo, Nihiligo, Masquerain, or Mamoswine, not Masquerain, kind of shut it down. This is also the first week that we're not bringing Noivern, I think. Noivern's really, really good. A Scarf Noivern does a lot of work against this team. Even a regular Noivern does a lot of work. But I think that it kind of gets walled by Celesteela unless it's Specs. I don't even know who's his Z co-captain here. It is Celesteela, so I hate that a lot. I hate that so much. That means we could not switcheroo if we really wanted to. Noivern could be in place of Blaziken, but I think that this squad is going to do us just fine, especially with the Intimidate. U-turn, probably just necessary. I mean, honestly, Stun Spore is freaking great. Stun Spore potentially solves Garchomp and Gallade. And honestly, it helps versus like Swampert. But there's the chance to miss, and knowing us, we're just gonna miss. Worst case scenario, that's just kind of what's gonna happen here. Focus Sash Mamo gets rocks off though, but we don't outspeed Chomp, so I think we have to run. I think we have to run Mamo as the Scarfer here, because I believe that an Adamant Mamo Earthquake probably kills Mega Gallade, but it might be close. It is, it's a chance. It's a chance to kill Mega Gallade. Oh, that's with a Life Orb. Oh, okay. Ice Shard does 43. How much does a Life Orb Ice Shard do to Garchomp? Life Orb Ice Shard kills Garchomp, actually. And with Webs Up, is Mamoswine faster than Mega Gallade? Let me find out here. Gallade at -1 speed, 118. Okay, so we actually at -1, assuming we have Webs Up. I also want to have this thing like potentially be an answer to like Rotom. Electric types can't get paralyzed in general, right? That's a thing. It's paralysis that they can't be afflicted with, even with Glare and Stun Spore. No paralysis. I just need to make sure before I... Because, like, I would hate to Stun Spore, have Rotom come in, eat the Stun Spore, and then do anything it wants to versus Masquerain. It can literally T-Bolt, it can Defog, it can do basically anything it wants. Toxic is a really good option. Helps put something on a timer, although it does do absolutely nothing to Celesteela, which, again, Masquerain's not going to be doing anything to Celesteela anyway. But it's, I want it to be able to, even if it's just like a one-time thing, I want it to be able to do something to Celesteela. Like literally anything. But it actually has not a single move. How much does a +1 Masquerain do with a Scald to Celesteela? Well, a Hydro Pump 2 taps with a +1 special attack. Air Slash would kill us if we weren't +1 Spadef. Is Hydro Pump even worth running over Scald? I feel like it's not. Scald does 31 to 37 if we're +1. If we're not, it does 21 to 25. Against a not defensive at all Celesteela. Which I doubt Bick's going to run no defense in Celesteela. I could not even fathom it, actually. I'm kind of deciding... I keep going back to Lele because I really want to pick out the 4th move before we move on to the tail end of the team. Just because that's just, again, how my brain works. Protect's really good, but I kind of don't want to give him the momentum. Toxic is like high-key hilarious. We're definitely going to be running 252 positive Lele. Without a doubt in my mind, I really want to run, even if it's fast, a plus, or if everything's at -1, Lele kind of cleans up here. And I want to be able to outspeed Weavile at -1. So let me double check. Weavile also might be booties, in which case Lele is not going to want to take anything. Specifically, it doesn't want to take a triple axle. But if it is booties, triple axle only has a chance to kill, and Moonblast just guaranteed kills. So we will see here. 50, 50. I mean, Assault Vested Lele is like a real thing, but he had a lot of physical attackers. I wonder what a Flash Cannon does to Tapu Lele from Celesteela here. He could also be like Protect Leech Seed, which would be abysmal, really, really annoying. Flash Cannon does a lot, but if we're Assault Vest, it's still a 2-tap, so probably just not worth it, huh? Big's team is it's definitely scary. I feel like we don't really have a great matchup going in here. Absolutely going to be running 252 positive attack. We don't really need 252 speed. We need to be able to, as a Mega Sharpedo, we need to be able to outrun a Scarf Chomp. That's the most important thing. So Sharpedo's actually pretty much done. I just need to make sure of Scarf Chomp's his speed stat here. We have to run positive speed if we want to outspeed Scarf Chomp. Okay, well, I guess we're going to do that. That's fine, whatever. That's no fun, but it's going to be just fine. Okay, so 236 does outspeed a regular Garchomp or a Scarf Garchomp in Sticky Webs. Definitely 236 positive. 20 random points. Probably just dump it into HP, right? At least 12 of them, and then 8 into defense. Sure. Why not? That part really doesn't matter because we know we're not going to be able to take a hit necessarily. Liquidation, I wonder how much it does to Celesteela. We do not get anything to hit Celesteela with. Actually, a Crunch? I mean, how much does it... No, Liquidation does even more, actually. Liquidation still does more. I've always wanted to run Destiny Bond on this thing. I really have. I wish that... Well, Lele gets Aromatherapy. Our team comp this season has been something I've been very excited for, but has not really paid dividends for me yet. It's a very hyper-offense type squad, and to me, the best way to build in draft is either bulky offense or straight balance, which we don't really have. We don't have a lot of bulk on our team right now. We have Pharaoh, and Lantern, and Lele and Nihiligo are both kind of big specially, but, you know, they don't function like your classic clerics or anything like that. You know, Nihiligo might be especially bulky, but it's not exactly like going to really support your team in any way besides just blowing something up. So that's another thing when it comes to like actually team building. Definitely stressful because we want to make sure everything kind of works out first. And we've seen we kind of get shut down by T-Wave. We got shut down by T-Wave versus, or rather Glare versus Mike. And then I believe it was against, was it against Dan? Was Dan T-Waving us? I can't even remember it, but I feel like we've been getting paralyzed a lot because people want our team to go slow, which I completely understand. But it definitely has affected us. Now, 236 Mamo, I forget what this outspeeds. I believe a Scarf Mamo 236 outspeeds. It's Weavile, right? I believe it's Weavile is what it outspeeds. Freeze Dry is great. Freeze Dry is great for Swampert as well. We could run Freeze Dry. I mean, Knockoff is really, really good. Rocks is super sick. The more I think about Blaziken, the more I'm like, I don't know. Nihiligo, the same thing. Nihiligo is really good. Don't get me wrong. And I really want to add to its kill counter. I'm actually going to take Nihiligo off for a second and just kind of weigh our other options here. because I made this when I was drinking wine in a hammock on Sunday, and I'm not sure it's exactly the right call for us. Lantern, Komala, Flapple, Noivern, Ferrothorn. Komala also gives us spinning support, as well as Woodhammer probably just myrtleates Swampert, which could be really nice. AV Komala with Woodhammer, Sucker Punch, Rapid Spin. I mean, can Komala hit Steela? Because then I almost think that Komala might be a better option. Ooh, we can run Play Rough to hit Galliot. And if he's ooh boy. Okay, hold up. Do we get T-Punch? We do not. Okay. We don't get T-Punch, but we do get Yawn. But we can't run an AV Yawn. Knockoff is pretty good as well. I mean, honestly, we brought Komala week 1. It also has Wish. Could be really interesting. Not with an AV, of course. We'd have to run like Wish, Knockoff, U-Turn, Woodhammer probably. Woodhammer, I really want to hit Swampert. I don't want to get walled to hell and back by Swampert. That's just not something I want to do. Or Celesteela for that matter. But we really can't hit Celesteela hard at all with Komala. We probably would just U-turn out of there. Or if we opted to run Yawn, we could also run Yawn. Spinning is really kind of interesting to me, especially with an AV. We kind of do well versus Rotom, and we can't get statused. He couldn't even Willow us if he wanted to. Oh man, Komala. Oh man, Komala. Okay, hold on. All right. I know what you guys are thinking. All right, Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is only good versus a couple Pokemon. It's really not good at all. Maybe versus like Rotom. Woodhammer is fantastic versus Swampert. I have a feeling he's not going to run any speed on Swampert. Knockoff is great. Spinning. This makes it so that we're not going to be taking any sort of entry hazard damage ourselves. In this case, I feel like... I mean, Blaziken does super, super well versus this team if we get like an agility up. Blaziken's almost entirely necessary to blow up Steela in the off chance that something goes really, really badly. We could run a Focus Sash on Blaziken, actually, if we really wanted to. We could run a Focus Sash. Also, I want to run a Sash on Masquerain. That's another problem. We could run Endure Salic. We tried to run Endure Salic in the 700 Club, but unfortunately, we were unable to kind of get moving with that, unfortunately. Oh, U-Turn. Wait a minute. We could just run U-Turn. Then we have no priority. And Sucker Punch actually comes off, especially with 115 attack, it actually comes off pretty hot. It could absolutely maybe come up clutch for us. Blaziken gets knockoff. Mamo, I feel like we're absolutely going to be slamming knockoff here. The problem is we don't really have, if we hit something and he switches in a check to it, we don't really have the ability to get out of there with Mamo, which I don't really like a lot. Which is why the Scarf kind of... I'm sort of deterred from a Scarf here. Now this is our only rocker. Man, see, we're going in circles here. Because then we have to run rocks on this thing. Because we won't run Nihiligo. But we could run Nihiligo. I feel like Memo's important for Garchomp. And honestly, probably does pretty decent versus... I feel like an Icicle Crash will do okay versus Steela. Man, dude, this is tough. Building for Bix team is it's not easy. Oh, I didn't realize Mamo got Rock Blast. That's kind of nice. Blaziken's just like really, really good for Celesteela. Does Blaziken really do anything else versus anybody else though? It kind of gets walled by Swampert, Garchomp, Rough Skin, especially if we have like High Jump Kick or something like that, which I believe we get, right? We do. I'm not going to be running High Jump Kick. I'm absolutely going to be running Close Combat. There's like no doubt in my mind there. I really like support Willow U-Turn Blaziken. The scariest mon on Bix team, or the one I'm the most scared of. I've been swept plenty of times by Mega Gallade. Garchomp's pretty easy to handle with an ice move. Okay, wait. So we just kill Steela with 2 T-Bolts, even if he is because we'll be positive special attack. It actually doesn't kill if he's max HP, max SPDF, but I have a feeling he won't be, so I think it'll be probably okay. Electrium Z was definitely what I thought I wanted to bring, but now that I realize that he has literally 2 ground types, now I'm sort of not positive on that. We could also run Tapunium Z, force something out. Or we could run, if we're not going to be running a Scarf Memo, we could run a Scarf Lele. But Scarf Lele beats... I'd rather be able to switch up moves with Lele. I really would. I'd rather be able to switch up moves. Scarf Lele, fantastic, good revenge killer, but we already have 3 of those, so I think we don't really need a revenge killer here. Why is this so difficult, man? Z Aromatherapy gets us back up to full and heals all status. Which I love. I think it's great. I mean, we could run Babiri Berry on Lele. A Cassid Berry would help versus Gallade and Skuntank versus Poison Jab. But Babiri is Steela all the way. Mega Gallade kind of picks through our team. Mega Gallade... Oh my god. Mega Gallade is so... Maybe we should reconsider what we're going to bring because of Mega Gallade. Ferrothorn gets blown up. Everything gets blown up by Mega Gallade. I'm not even going to say nothing else does. We've been really team building for a very long time now. I didn't think I was this lost, but I'm definitely lost. Rapid Spin is for sure a move. Woodhammer's for sure a move. Knock is honestly less important than Sucker Punch, and then U-Turn, I think. Sucker Punch at least lets us revenge kill something. It probably does a solid amount to Gallade. Probably a decent like 30-40% off 115 base attack. So that could be a revenge kill waiting to happen. And it hits Rotom. So you know what? All good. All good. Blaziken gets Defog. We're not going to be running Defog here. I could run the Z move on this thing. It's only a damaging Z move though. I'm unable to run anything kind of fancy with it, just because this is our Z co-captain, which means that we can only run damaging Z moves. We can't run any, as I just said, any sort of crazy stuff like a Z skill swap or a Z psych up, a Z swap week 1 with Tristan. I mean, I could Scarf this thing. Then it's just a matter of like, who the hell would I even switch into? See, I have an Assault Vest on this thing. I don't even really need an Assault Vest. It's really only good versus like Rotom. It's really only good versus Rotom and Magmortar. And Aromatisse, I guess? Aromatisse doesn't take any damage. We haven't even considered Aromatisse as a threat. Aromatisse actually could be a big problem. That's one of the reasons that we brought Nihilego. That's absolutely one of the reasons we brought Nihilego. I still think Masquerain is just like so important though. Nihilego also gets T-Bolt, and we could do some beast boosting shenanigans. Nihilego really has to come, doesn't he? Nihilego really has to come. Also, I don't know what's going on outside my window. Pretty much anything and everything goes outside my window. I don't know what the hell happens there. This really helps versus Steela, but it doesn't really help anywhere else but Weavile. And then if we're running like physical, it'll help versus like Grottle, Magmortar. A Brave Bird could be good on Blaziken. We could run a Scarf Blaziken instead. But I feel like Nihilego could run Rocks too. He only has 1 ground and poison type, and it does not want to take a Power of Meteor Beam either. Nothing really wants a Power of Meteor Beam. Yeah. Blaziken, I love ya. But like, imagine this, right? Ready? We Power Herb. We Meteor Beam. Then we can just go for Sludge Waves, T-Bolts. Then I'd kind of want to run like Rocks or something. A +1 Sludge Wave probably wouldn't do it to Gallade though. This is like real late game. But I feel like Bic would save Gallade for like really late game as well. Do we get any setup moves? I don't think we do. Charge Beam. Charge Beam is like a little bit of a setup move. Wait a minute. How much does a Charge Beam do? Charge Beam is hype. Hold on. Hold on. I know you guys don't run charge beam. 90% accurate. Only a 70% boost. But like, if we power a meteor beam, right? And we knock something out, and Celestial comes in to revenge kill us. We charge beam, get another boost, live a flash cannon. Oh, it's... Okay, hold up. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now. Oh, that's okay. Meteor beam can also miss, which is kind of a problem. But if we meteor beam into Celesteela and Celesteela eats it, charge beam afterward finishes it off, even after leftovers recovery. Charge beam's not good for anything else, though. So meteor beam, D-Gleam is Gallade. D-Gleam's Gallade and Chomp. So that's pretty necessary, I think. And then probably just a little bit of Rocks action. Because we can live everything versus Magmortar. Even a Scorching Sands I don't think kills us. Because we're so big. So we're going to be running 252 positive, I believe we need to outspeed. Yeah, man. Blaziken's like so good, but I feel like Nihilego is going to be even more important here. Minus attack, definitely. Positive speed. 170. I believe Garchomp is 169 at level 50. Yes, it is. So we do indeed need to be running... Yep, we need to run max speed. Okay, well, that means we can get up to 169, so that's 172, which is pretty freaking solid. And then we can dump the rest into HP. 84. Meteor Beam, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, Stealth Rock. Doesn't really let us hit Swampert all that well, but we can also save Nihilego. Nihilego gets Grass Knot, doesn't it? I'm making that up. It does get Grass Knot. That's freaking crazy. If only I could run every move, but I cannot. Alas, I cannot. Although Focus Sash Rocks Mamo is slightly better. And it helps if something is like set up, we can actually live, come back in, live a hit, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard something, Earthquake something. I feel like Focus Sash is actually the wave with Mamo here. Masquerain, I want to get the booties up, but I feel like the mons that could set up rocks are... We're not really scared of them, except for If he brings Crustle, then God bless him, honestly. Then he had me figured out from turn 1. Because then he can just Shell Smash, which is definitely scary. Scald won't quite do it. A Crustle at +2. I don't know what a Crustle at +2 speed stat is, but it's got to be fast, man. It has to be fast. 212. 212 at +2 with this jolly nature. Nothing else will outspeed that. Except for you after a +1, I believe. Yeah, then we just come in Protect and Liquidation. Okay, so actually, you know what? We kind of have a failsafe here. We low-key do. Scald's really just good into anything. U-turn is... for pure momentum purposes, and then honestly we could go for like Stun Spore. Despite not being able to para Rotom, paralyzing literally everything else. Fantastic, totally fine by me. We can't fit every move we want on any of these Pokemon, and it's like so sad. It really is sad. It honestly is. I'm gonna move him here because I feel like my OCD's kicking in a little bit. I want the same, or the higher priced mons to be a little higher up in my list here. Lele still haven't figured it out. A Sharpedo, I feel like this is just guaranteed. Especially 2 U-turners, a flip turn. Mamo comes in, physical attacks, Focus Sash, yep. Although, if we're Focus Sash, we could run Focus Sash Rocks instead of the knockoff. And then that actually opens up an opportunity instead of Nihilego, because we have Sucker Punch here. We don't have any knockoff then, which I don't know how I feel about. Then we could run maybe Sludge Wave, or Grass Knot for Swampert would be fantastic. Power Gem would be good to just hit a move. We don't have Stab. Oh, we do have Stab. Meteor Beam is a rock type stab. T-Spikes is great as well. T-Spikes is like very good because Skuntank doesn't exactly want the... I'm going to see how much a +1 Meteor Beam does to Skuntank here. I feel like Skuntank isn't exactly especially defensive at all. Yeah, no, its def is 61. So a Meteor Beam at +1 just tears through this thing, which is just beautiful. And then if we get the T-Spikes up, then everything is getting hit by it, except for maybe like a Booty's Magmortar or something. But would I rather have T-Spikes or would I rather have Grass Knot? How much does a Grass Knot do to a Swampert with max SPDEF if we're +1? Grass Knot at +1. It's a pretty good range. Really good range to kill. It is 75% to kill with the given EV spread against a max SPDEF Swampert. And then Grass Knot hits... Does Grass Knot hit anything else on Lebo's... Or Lebo, Bix team? Shout out you, Lebo. Hopefully you're still watching. Oh, Sludge Wave hits Aromatisse, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, I kind of want to... Oh, boy. Okay. I want 5 moves. I really want 5 moves. Okay. That is not fun. What is our, like, switch into Swampert? We have no physical defense. Wait, this is the dumbest team ever. We literally don't have any physical defense. We're going to give us a Garchomp and a Mega Gallade. I mean, Ferrothorn's our best, but, like, Ferrothorn's going to get destroyed by a Fire Blast or a close combat. There's no getting around that, honestly. No physical defense, man. We really don't have any. We just kind of got to bite the bullet. Play fast and loose. I haven't loved Ferrothorn in the time I've been using it. If I'm going to drop Pokemon, it's going to be ones at the top. It's going to be like Ferrothorn or Lele. I think my lower tiers are fire, especially like Nihilego and Sharpedo are great. Mamoswine's fantastic. I can't believe I scooped that guy up. But Lele and Ferrothorn specifically are disappointing me a little bit. Maybe it's because I haven't been running them necessarily correctly. But I feel like they always just have a bad matchup. Like, they're pretty easily prepped for. I feel like... No, you know what? No, we're going to run Grass Knot, and I'll tell you why. Because even if Aromatisse happens to come in, it can't exactly hit us. It can't Toxic us. It could Light Screen, maybe, but then we just get more Meteor Beam boosts. And then we're at +2, and then Dazzling Gleams, T-Bolts, Grass Knots. Okay, yeah. This is going to be the moveset. Focus Sash on you. I almost feel like Booties on you are important. But at the same time, especially for running Sticky Webs, I'm going Life Orb. I'm going Life Orb here, and then Focus Sash here. Guaranteeing Webs is more important. And then we can Sunspore something. We're good. We're fine. What is the speed tier that we're sitting at? 130 on Mamo here? Oh, that's because he was Scarfed, but now he's not. So now what does Mamo need to outspeed? Max speed, Magmortar is the next thing? I mean, we don't even need to run speed on this thing, right? How fast is Magmortar? Magmortar has to be like 85, right? I feel like Magmar is like 95. Magmortar's 83, so actually it does outspeed us. Oh, but that 236 allows us to, I believe... That's to outspeed something in Webs, right? Does that outspeed Scarf Chomp in Web? No, it doesn't. That outspeeds regular Chomp in Webs. Or regular Mega Gallade in Webs, I believe. See, I should write this thing down as I, like, kind of go for it. You know what I'm saying? Mega Gallade in -1 if you're level 50. 118 is the speed stat that Mega Gallade... Oh, Mega Gallade's only 110. I don't know why I thought it was 115. So we could run enough to outspeed Mega Gallade and Webs, and then 108 HP. Max attack. Yep. AV is like a little pointless, but also serves as kind of a blanket check to... I mean, it's not a check to Celesteela. Who am I kidding? It's like not even a little bit. I don't know. We're going to run, yeah. We're going to have him be Intimidate here. AV, Komala, Focus Sash, Masquerain, Life Orb, Mamoswine, Sharpedo, and then what the actual hell are we going to run this Lele? I feel like Electrium Z still makes the most sense. But we now don't have a Choice Scarfer. I mean, Specs Lele. Specs Lele obliterates Gallade with a Moonblast here. But if we're just... Well, Moonblast actually just kills positive speed, which is really nice. Expert Belt's really neat. Expert Belt's a pretty cool Lele set. Sub Leftovers. I feel like we gotta go sub. I don't know. I feel like subs is like absolutely the play here. Psychic or Psyshock does a lot to a lot of things. Energy Balls for Swampert. Moonblast. This is for Steela, Garchomp, and Gallade. We don't really have an opportunity to hit Magmortar that hard. But I almost feel like that's a non-issue here. I mean, Nature's Madness is sub Nature's Madness. Z Nature's Madness puts something within Ice Shard / Sucker Punch / everything range. And then so we just, ooh. How much does Psychic do to Celesteela? Because if we could take 75% of its health, then Psychic has a pretty good shot to kill Steela, actually. Nature's Madness with a Tapunium Z. With max, well, what is the speed stat here? 159. That is relevant for some reason, so we'll run it. That's relevant for some reason. Oh, no. That's for Garchomp. That's outspeed Garchomp. Non-Scarf Garchomp. Or Scarf Garchomp after +1. Yeah, because like if he switches into Lele, or he switches into Steela thinking he's safe, we could literally just go for the Nature's Madness on that switch. Like come in versus something. If we come in versus like Gallade, let's say, right? Gallade wants to go for a Poison Jab, kill us. We could bluff a Scarf and then just go for like a Z Nature's Madness. Because he knows that a Moonblast is probably just going to kill him. And if Lele dies to some Poison Jab shenanigans, we just, you know, come in with pretty much anything else and go to town. We intimidate with Masquerain, we get some webs up. We have U-Turn on 2 Mons. Protect Flip Turn. Flip Turn is so good, but it is definitely like what? Flip turn. Does CC hit anything important? I don't think it does. I feel like this is probably the squad. Lele, Shark, Nihiligo, Memo, Masquerain, Kamala. And if he leads with Crustle, if he leads with Crustle, we go for the Scald. We have to make sure Scald actually 2-taps Crustle. That is pretty important because then we can actually live. And I'd actually rather, because that puts him in a position here. Yeah, because let's say it's Scald, I want to say is a 2-tap, but I want to make sure with investment here. Okay, let's say with 0 investment, Scald is 51 to 61. Okay, so Scald's basically a 2-tap unless he's running a weird Crustle set. So if he does lead Crustle, we just Scald. And then we Scald again on the next turn while he hits us from our Focus Sash. Yes. And if we burn, even better. Stun Spore on some switches. Webs. You're looking... Everybody's looking good. Definitely a little bit nervous about this battle. There is sort of a wager on the line. I'm going to check my Discord just to double check if Bick has said anything. Bick has not said anything yet. Not exactly sure when Bick and I are going to be battling. It could be tonight. It could be tomorrow. He hasn't really gotten back to me. But this is indeed going to be the team. We got the Tapunium Z Lele, Sharpedo, obviously Speed Boost, crazy Mega Sharpedo, Nihiligo with Power Meteor Beam and a whole bunch of coverage, Stealth Rock, Life Orb, Mamoswine, just some classic stuff here, Focus Sash, Intim Webs, Masquerain, as well as AV Komala. A little bit of Rapid Spin, making sure our side of the field stays clear and his side of the field stays messy. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the battle window right now. Alright, so here we are in the battle versus Bick. We see that Bick brought the Mega Gallade, Aromatisse, Weavile, Celesteela, Garchomp, and the Swampert. Now, obviously, we pretty much assumed that he was going to be bringing 5 out of 6 of these Pokemon. Wasn't too sure that Aromatisse was going to actually come, but I'm definitely glad that it did. Having Nihiligo, having even Liquidation from Sharpedo, really good options for it. And honestly, even Komala doesn't do that terribly versus it. We don't really have a stab move to really work with, but we do hit physically pretty decently hard. Now, here's the thing. We were pretty much always going to lead Masquerain. I'm going to just say, hey, what's up? This is indeed Thursday night. I team built yesterday, and I thought I was going to actually battle yesterday. Didn't end up happening. That's not a huge deal, though. Big's team is definitely scary. I think that our team is going to be pretty volatile. I think that there's definitely a chance for this to go really poorly. If it does, then I may have to consider some team edits. Basically, you get 5 trades and pickups throughout the course of a season, and you can use them all pretty much before like week 8 or after week 8. So if we lose this battle, we may have to course correct a little bit, but we're going to try our very best not to lose this battle. So at the very start here, I'm going to actually just kind of copy and paste this and send this to my Discord of commissions. Hopefully somebody can show up here to give it a little, a little bit of a go for it, boys. Last time we were waiting on Joe for the go for it, boys, and that is not a huge deal. In fact, this just means that I actually can edit this tonight. It's only like 8:30, which is definitely really, really cool. I'm a little bit scared of pretty much anything he wants to go for. He has no hazard removal, so I almost think that webs are... Well, webs are guaranteed if we get him off right now. Nothing on his team gets Stealth Rocks. I'm almost positive. I don't think Celesteela gets Defog. I will check, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. If it does, then, like, I'm sad. Okay, it doesn't. Alright, cool. Alright, good. Alright, I'm headed with the GLHF friend. I think no matter what, we're going to lead with Masquerain. Kind of just go for the Sticky Web. If Gallade... If Gallade leads, well, honestly, he could break past a Sash with Triple Axle Weavile, which would definitely be unfortunate. But I shouldn't really be worried about that at that point. I think no matter what, we're just going to lead with Masquerain. It is indeed Swampert, so I'm actually totally good with that. He may set the rocks. We ourselves do not really have any hazard removal, but the webs are absolutely coming up. I'm starting the timer. I don't care, man. I'm playing for keeps here. Slowing Gallade down, slowing Chomp down, slowing Weavile down. Really, really important stuff. He may be thinking that we have Giga Drain, and he might not want to stay in versus it. I would imagine that he's probably just going to Rocks here. If I were him, I would absolutely do that too. Webs is pretty good here. We could just go for the U-turn into... If we U-turn... Who do I really want to go into? I could also potentially paralyze him, but I really don't want to reveal that quite yet. If he does, in fact, go for like an Autonomize, I think I really would like to Stun Spore this guy, which we actually hit, which is super sick. He does Autonomize. That's kind of what I thought here. And actually, you know what? This gives us a great opportunity to just U-turn, do a little bit of chip damage, and then I believe at... ×2 speed, we could absolutely... I don't really want to go into Margot Robbie. Sharpedo definitely doesn't really want to take anything either. Life Orb Mammo is sick. Stealth Rock is really, really good. But we need Ice Shard for Chomp, I think. I could just go into... Sharpedo. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to calc Steela. But he's probably Weakness Policy. I would imagine he's Weakness Policy. I'm going to go Steela. Hopefully he doesn't go for anything crazy. He just goes for a second one. And if he's paralyzed and at +3, if he is max speed, he's going to be... But he's para'd. At 141, and we're Nihiligo. I actually took the opportunity to put in my sets here as well. Hopefully he's not physical. If he is, it could be problematic. But I think I'd probably rather just Meteor Beam here and do a lot of chip damage. Okay, Flash Cannon's totally fine. I have no idea how he outspeeds us, quite frankly. At +3, there's no I don't understand. He's a plus... Oh, no, he's a +4. I'm so freaking stupid, dude. I shouldn't have probably stayed in there. That definitely isn't ideal. We can actually eat anything he wants to go. If he goes for another Flash Cannon, we're chilling. We're literally Assault Vested. And then we could actually just go for either a U-turn or Sucker Punch. I'm going to go for the Sucker here. He could be... Yep. And down goes Steela. Honestly, that was the biggest threat that I saw on this team. We could absolutely go for a Sucker Punch here. I think we... I hate to say that we just, like, eat a move here. But Swampert's his only Hazard Setter. Masquerain could come back in. Masquerain's not really doing anything at this point. Actually, Masquerain's definitely coming back in here. Because if he goes for a Swords Dance... Okay, not horrendous. A Focus Sash being gone is unfortunate. We could go for a Scald. I could just try to Stun Spore as well. He might go for Sneak here. Sneak could kill. We are max HP. I'm not going to calc it. Okay. That's fine. Parrot on this guy as well. I like that a lot. A little bit of U-turn, keeping Masquerain alive for sure. Now... If he does indeed go for rocks... He doesn't. Okay. Well, he gets paralyzed. Obviously, he would like to. Woodhammer would be great. Good damage versus everything. Especially with webs up, we actually kind of outspeed everything here. I'm going to go for the Woodhammer. He does scout it. Okay, that's fine. 35 is not exactly what I wanted there. He could go for Wish, which I sort of expect. This thing can't touch Nihilego unless he goes for Psychic, which he does. He goes for Wish. Now we're pretty free, I believe. Do we still get the special attack boost if we go for the Meteor Beam? Okay. Wait. Now I'm... Oh, okay. Well, we're actually... Oh, no, we're going to go for it now. Can we actually switch? Oh, I'm trapped. Oh, no. Hopefully he's parried? Damn. Damn, that's not good, but that's okay. That could be a lot worse, I think. I sort of forgot that Meteor Beam was 2 turns. I probably should have just went for straight up like a Power Gem or something like that. Garchomp's here with webs. I mean, he could also bait like an ice move. I mean, this is super free real estate to come back in with, or come in with Mamoswine, isn't it? Because we're 119. I think Garchomp at 50, unless, even if he's Scarf Chomp, well, actually, he would, if he is Scarf Chomp, we're going to go for the Ice Shard here. Honestly, Rocks would be super helpful, but we can't afford. We can't afford it. 2 Ice Shards kills this thing. Now he's wondering what's going to take this. I assume he's Scarf Chomp. We could also play ahead of the curve. I think he's going to switch. I almost feel like Rocks is really important now. I don't know, man. I think the Shard is definitely a play. Rocks is just so safe. Oh, he does. He stays in with Garchomp. We go for the Shard. Best case scenario, man. That thing's out of the way. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm doing great right now. Garchomp's dead. Celesteela's dead. 2 out of 3 are gone of the heavy hitters. We're doing all right in this battle so far. Finally, Mamoswine gets to do something. Life Orb, Ice Shard, we knew it was going to be enough to one-hit KO a max offensive Scarf Garchomp. I assume that was Scarf Garchomp. I think that he was calculating to see if Garchomp's speed outsped Mamoswine, but obviously Ice Shard is priority, so didn't even matter. So that's really, really good for us. Now, Gallade comes in. Gallade at -1. We could actually sack this thing to the gods here, because Gallade at 50, and then he's -1 speed. He's 118, we're 119. I think that Mamoswine, I just want to calc how much a Earthquake is going to do. Earthquake has a chance to kill, which totally is worth it to me. It doesn't, that's fine. Ooh, just the Drain Punch. All right. I could para. I could para him, actually. I mean, Lele comes in and clicks Moonblast twice, right? He's gonna sneak, right? He has to sneak. He's gonna get the damage no matter what. I mean, honestly, I mean, this kills. This definitely kills. We're max special attack, Lele. We're invested enough to be able to outspeed, I think, Weavile in webs as well, which is definitely helpful. He may also be heavy-duty booties Weavile, which is definitely something we need to watch out for. But we do indeed have a couple U-turns left, as well as Intimidate. Ooh, here we go! Please kill, please kill, please kill, please kill! Yes! All right! That is certainly helpful. Swampert's here. I believe an Energy Ball kills. I believe if it is, I want to know. Energy Ball, it's level 50. Scouting the Energy Ball, it has a really good chance to kill here. It doesn't? And that's insane. Dude, this is an AV. Nice AV, bro. Bro, that literally would have killed otherwise. That's so crazy to me. Finally, Lele's putting in work too, man. I was so nervous Lele wouldn't be able to do anything. Obviously, he kind of got parahaxed. If he was indeed running like Earthquake, or if he wanted to like flip turn, potentially Scout, he could have done that as well, but really the chip damage is a huge deal. We knew the webs were kind of going to be the make or break of this game, and as long as we keep killing things, I'm like totally good to keep going, man. Mega Gallade, I believe we can just kind of Moonblast. It does kill. Nice. Aromatisse might try to Wish stall us here. 39. All right, I think he just gave up. Actually, I think it's a GG because I know he knows that he can't really beat us. I think we're doing 39. We did 39. This is definitely a roll here. And it's a kill. GG to Bick. GG to Bick. Oh, definitely good. I was nervous about our team comp, but I think that the MVP of that battle was definitely Masquerain. The stun spores, the sticky web. As soon as we didn't see Rotom or Skuntank, I knew we were going to be kind of in the clear. I'm definitely glad that we clicked sticky web turn 1. It really turned the tide of this battle. I think we planned really well for Bick's threats. The extra time in the team builder definitely went a long way to actually help us. Despite being kind of, deciding whether to go for, Blaziken versus Komala versus Noivern, etc. The time put in is pretty much everything we got out. So very happy with how that game went. I think we played our win cons really well. He got unlucky with the Swampert para, but that's just kind of the nature of it. I'm really glad we landed both paras as well. Getting it on Celesteela. Honestly, it was my fault for calking. I kind of misplayed Nihiligo there as well. I calced +3 because I saw ×3. I know it's +4. You guys don't need to tell me. But that means we're sitting at 2-2, I believe, +5, because that's a +4 there. And yeah, I think we got a +1 when we won. Maybe we got a +2. I actually have no idea. It's either +5 or +6. That puts us back in the running. Definitely really, really nice. And yeah, I am going to get out of here. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy the content, you enjoy competitive Pokemon, you enjoy the Draft League content, whatever. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're very, very close to 2K subscribers, which is definitely super sick. Definitely looking to keep growing. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. So, till next time.